All right, so percent problems. I'm going to present to you two different ways of figuring out percentages or the part or the whole, okay? So the first method is the proportion method. You're going to set up a proportion and solve for the variable. So your is over of, and then percent over 100. Or you can think about it as part to whole, or part over whole, percent over 100, okay? The second way that you can solve percent problems is using an equation. So you're going to translate the sentence to a math equation. So of means multiply, and the is means the equal sign. So I'm going to show you both ways as we work through these problems. So let's look at what percent of 80 is 20. So first way, I'm going to set up a proportion. Okay. So we know that this is the is, this is the of, this is the percent over 100. Okay, remember, we're working with proportions. Again, a proportion is when two ratios are equal, okay? Let's figure out what we need to know. We need to know what percent, okay? So obviously we need to figure out the percent. So I'm gonna put an X there because we don't know the percent. Then we're gonna figure out what number is gonna be on the top, what's gonna go on the bottom. So of 80, the of is with the 80, so I'm gonna put 80 with the of part, okay? And the is the 20, so I'm gonna go ahead, is with the 20, okay? Now I'm gonna solve, all right? So the best way to do this, you can either, you can reduce your fraction as 1 over 4. 2 over 8 is the same thing as 1/4. And then you can figure out your percent that way. So you can say, well, 4 times 25 is 100, so 1 times 25 is 25%. So 25% of 80 is 20. So the missing percentage we have is 25%. Okay? Or you can cross multiply and then divide. So you would cross multiply 20 times 100 and then divide by 80. Okay? The second way I'm going to show you is the equation method. So we got the proportion method. Now we got the equation method. So remember, in the equation, of means multiply, is your equal sign. So let's read it back. What percent of what percent of 80, okay? So what percent, right, of means multiply, right? That's your of. 80 equals is 20. So that's my equation, okay? So we have percent, which is actually my variable, is my percentage. So that's my X. X times 80 equals 20. So when we are solving this equation, again, if I'm multiplying by 80 on one side, by the variable, I'm going to do the inverse operation. So I'm going to divide by 80, okay? 20 divided by 80, if I want to know 20 divided by 80, well, 20 divided by 80 is going to be 25 hundredths. And in a percent, 25 hundredths in a percentage, because I want to know percent, is going to be 25%. Okay? Let's take a look at another example. Okay, what number is 12% of 50? Okay, again, proportion method, I'm going to set it up. Percent over 100. Okay, you got your is and you got your of part. Okay, let's take a look at what we know. Okay, what number is, we do not know. We know the 12%. So the 12, if we have a percentage sign, obviously we know it is a percent. So we're going to put the percentage. We know the percent of 50. Okay, of is with the whole, is on the bottom, so 50. So we do not know what the X is. Okay, again, this is a proportion. You can easily say 50 times 2 is 100. right? So think about what number times 2 gives me 12. Well, 6 times 2 is 12, okay? So x would be 12. X would be 6, okay? Or you can cross multiply. So you can do 50 times 12, divide by 100, okay? And you get the same thing. So in the calculator, if I do 12 times 50 and then divide that by 100, I'm going to get 6, okay? All right, so that's the proportion piece. If you want to do an equation, okay, remember that we're going to read that what number is 12% of 50. So we're going to have what number, we got what number is x, we don't know the number, is equals, right, 12% times 50, okay? So all we have to do here is just do 12% times 50. So in your calculator, you can actually, in this particular calculator, you can put in 12% with a percent sign, and you can do times, okay, 50. And you're gonna get 6, okay? You can put the percent sign in it, okay? So x equals 6. Now remember, that 12% equals 12 hundredths. That's the same thing. Times 50, you're going to get 6, okay, in a decimal. Or if you want to put the percent into a decimal, 6, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this one. 30% of what number is 45? Okay, let's do the proportion. So we got equal, set it up. You have your is over of, percent over 100, okay? 30%, you already know the percentage, so we're gonna put 30 with 100, okay? Of what number? Well, of what number? Of, we don't know the of, so we're gonna put an X there. And is 45, is goes on top, so 45, okay? So we're gonna do this, okay? So since I don't know 45 times what number gives me 30, I can do this. I can do 45 times 100 equals 30x. You don't need the percent sign there because 30 over 100 is actually already, that means percent, okay? So you don't need to put the percent sign there. If you do 45 times 100, I get 4,500, okay? 30x. And all I gotta do is divide 4,500 divided by 30. Okay, 4,500 divided by 30 gives me 150, okay? So my x is 150, okay? So 150, 45, 30% of 150 is 45. Okay, let's do the equation method, okay? 30%, so 30% times what number, which is x, we don't know, equals 45. Okay, so we've got 30%, okay, what do we do? Okay, we are going to actually divide by 30% on both sides. Okay, so if I put it in my calculator, okay, it's 45 divided by 30%. Do I get 150? Yes. It's the same thing as saying 45 divided by 3/10. 3/10 is the same thing as 30%. I get 150. Okay? So that's the same thing. So I get the same thing here as using an equation. Okay? What percent of 76 is 19? Okay? Proportion. Okay? What percent? We do not know what the percent is. So again, we can put an X where the percent is over 100. Okay? Of 76, remember the of goes on the bottom. So the 76 goes on the bottom. And the is 19 goes on the top. Okay? So again, I'm going to figure out what X is. Since I don't know 76 times what number is 100, I'm just going to cross multiply. So basically, I'm going to do 19 times 100 and 76 times X. So 19 times 100 is 1900 equals 76x. Then I'm going to divide. So I'm going to divide 1900 divided by 76. So 1900 divided by 76 gives me 25. Okay? So x is 25. Now, since I am finding a percent, and I got 25, I want to put the percent sign with it. So don't forget that if you are finding a percent, the percent sign goes with it. Okay? So 25%. So 25% of 76 is 19. Okay? As far as the equation method, okay, what percent, so x, we don't know what percent, times is the of, times 76, okay, equals 19. Okay? So basically what you're going to do is you're going to divide, since I'm doing times 76, I have to divide by 76. Okay? So 19 divided by 76 gives me 0.25. That's 25 hundredths. That's actually, now you got to convert that into a percent. All you got to do is times 100, okay? That's 25%, okay? So again, don't forget about your percent sign. That's 25%, okay? All right, so on these three right here, you try these three on your own, okay? So you got 75% of what number is 45, right? So I'm going to help you set this up as a proportion, right? So we already know your percentage, okay? Of what number? We don't know the of. So x is the of, and is 45 is here, over 100, okay? So again, you can cross multiply. 45 times 100 divided by 75. What is x? Okay? If you want to do the equation method, okay, we so 75% times what number? X equals 45. So you would have to divide by 75% of both sides. Okay? As far as this one goes, you set it up as a proportion. Okay, so what is 35% of 400? Do you already know the 35%? Of is with the 400. You don't know the is. Okay, again, you're cross multiplying. 35 times 400 divided by 100. Okay, if you're doing the equation, you're going to do what is. So you're going to say x equals, we don't know, equals is 35% times 400. Okay? And then the last one. Again, 4.5%. We don't know, we know the percent, and we know the of, 200. I gotta find the, I gotta find the part, or I gotta find the is, okay? All right? If I'm doing the equation method, okay, find, okay, 4.5% times 200 equals x. Okay, so all I want you to do is I want you to do these three. So I already set you up in your proportions and equations. So go ahead and do these three problems only, okay? So the word problems we'll do together in class. But these three problems already set you up, so you should be able to do them with no problem. Okay, again, go back in the video and review the steps of the other problems if you have to, okay?